Hi, I'm George from the Oxford University iGEM team 2015, and I'm venturing out into the city centre today to ask people about urinary tract infections, antibiotic resistance and genetic modification in general. Is antibiotic resistance, do you know what it is, and is it something that worries you at all?
I think it does worry me actually a bit, because I've heard recently there's a resistance to antibiotics, so yes, I would say it would be a concern.
Are you aware of antibiotic resistance? Do you think it's an issue that exists?
Absolutely, yes, we really need to be doing something. We should have been doing something 10 years ago.
I've heard on the television that people are becoming more resistant to it, so antibiotics that used to work and used to do great things are not quite so good anymore.
Oh no, it would be bad because if you use it too much then all the little germs will become like immune to the thing. Yeah.
Okay. So if I was to say the words genetic modification, what were the kind of things you would think?
Plant breeding.
More food for everyone, yay!
From what I've read and heard about it, it's probably something that we have to do if we want to continue feeding people.
Yeah, we live next door to a farmer, and his main problem is that it's a relatively small farm, 250 acres, and he can't really make a living. So perhaps with genetically modified crops he'd manage to get more per acre.
So have you ever considered the idea of using genetically modified plants or bacteria to treat diseases?
For me, I think if my doctor recommended it, I'd be quite happy, to be honest.
Treating diseases with genetically modified bacteria, is that something you'd ever think about?
Great idea.
If a doctor was to prescribe you a solution of genetically modified bacteria, is that something that would scare you if it was something that was prescribed to you?
No, I'd say let's give it a go.
We're interested in urinary tract infections. Do you have any opinions on urinary tract infections? Is that something you worry about? Is it something you've heard about?
Yes, because I don't want anybody poking one of them things up my thingy, you know?
Our project involves, we're trying to genetically modify a bacteria to treat urinary tract infections.
I would strongly consider the genetic option. Absolutely, yeah. I think it's got huge potential.
If it's in safe hands, then should be okay. But obviously, if there are dinosaurs involved, then it could get tricky.
So if a doctor was to prescribe you a genetically modified bacteria, if it meant that you lost the infection, was that something you'd be comfortable with?
Yeah, I think I'd be quite happy with that.
So after an hour of talking to people in the city centre of Oxford, we found out that most people are aware of antibiotic resistance as a problem, that most people are comfortable enough with genetic modification that they think it's not too bad a thing, and also that with our idea of treating bacterial infections with genetically modified plants or bacteria, most people, given the backing of the medical profession, would be very happy to have that as a solution. Dog, what is your opinion on genetic modification? Thank you very much.